If I wanted more money, I'd be making mukbangs, honey.
You are a disrespectful piece of...
My life is so hectic right now, but Amber never fails to annoy me with the absolute nonsense she's spewing out. I have to quickly hop on and talk about this BS. I do want to apologize for the mic quality. I hope you can forgive me, as I am in the middle of a move across the ocean, so most of my things are packed. Again, really sorry. I hope you can forgive me. With that out of the way, let's chat.
This isn't like, let's get out my small violin because Amberlynn Reed needs pity or sympathy. That's not it at all. I just feel, based on recent events, I mean, it's been like this for years, but I just feel like lately it's been a lot.
So Amberlynn Reed has decided to go out of her way to be as mean to Becky as possible lately. The So Raw episodes are thinly veiled opportunities to disrespect and insult Becky, in my humble opinion. And I don't appreciate that. She keeps talking about being dehumanized, as it seems she has learned a new word and can't stop repeating it, truly like an oversized toddler. She's being silenced. Years of her life are being simply erased because she can't speak about her ex. She can get the fuck out with that. She can't seem to understand that respecting Becky's boundaries and wishes is not being silenced or dehumanized. She has no issues respecting wifey, Alex, whoever, whatever. Somehow protecting wifey is not a problem. However, it's poorly done. And, everything Amber does is sloppy, but the contrast is stark. And it just shows us what kind of a person she is.
Is it true that you told Becky you wouldn't talk about her if she didn't talk about you? So this is actually the final time I will talk about Becky. I know I have said that before, but I'm just going to be as honest and candid as I can. No, this is not my choice. I could care less, and I recently found out that it's I couldn't care less. Anyways, I couldn't care less if Becky spoke about me. She could speak about me in every single one of her videos, and I would not care. At all. She doesn't want me speaking about her, which, fine, that's great. But I spent the last 5 years of my life with her, surrounded by her family, surrounded by her friends, surrounded by her energy, her circle. I followed her life. I was part of her life. And it's like, to have those 5 years be just taken from me, and I can't even share memories. I can't, it's like those 5 years are being erased from my life.
It's absolutely wild to me that Amber would have absolutely nothing to talk about in those past 5 years just because she couldn't talk about her ex. 5 years. I can guarantee you that if I had to describe the last 12 years of my life without mentioning my husband, I would have a lot to say. Obviously, he's a huge part of my life, but he is not everything that I am. In this situation, it just seems that Amber is blaming Becky for her helplessness and absolute lack of personality, because it was her family, her friends, her energy, her circle, whatever. But Amber, did Becky make you bedbound? Did Becky prevent you from making friends? Or was it just you that caused all this? Do you know why people were mad? Because because of the way you told the story. Seems to me like you were trying to humiliate her, embarrass her, and get out of your way to tell the story in the most degrading, disrespectful way possible. Your little digs, your attitude, and overall delivery was absolutely bitter. If I was Becky, I wouldn't want you to talk about me either. No one needs that kind of toxicity in their life. And not to mention the absolute audacity to insinuate that Becky was the reason that you did not go to the gynecologist sooner, which is not true. Look at my screenshots right here and the video evidence.
Becky a month before that while we were at her sister's house, and I can't get over it. It's like I knew. I said, Becky, I think I have uterine cancer. And Becky replied to the text message, and she was just like, well, we need to get you to a gynecologist. So
she dared to say that if wifey was with her at the time, things wouldn't be as bad. She wouldn't let things go as bad as they were. That is absolutely not okay to say. That is disgraceful. That is absolutely disgraceful, and I hated every single second of that rant. And the lies continues, of course. See how messed up that is? Or am I overly dramatic? This is absolutely malicious on Amber's part. I feel like she's holding on to so much resentment towards Becky. She's so bitter and mad that Becky's moving on. She's staying out of drama. She's taking the high road, even though she could easily make thousands of dollars off of like a tea spill kind of video if she decided to do that. It just seems to me like Amberlynn cannot decide whether Wifey was or is the most supportive ever girlfriend in the world, or if Becky was the worst, horrible, most awful person that she's ever met, or can nobody make Amber do shit? Do you see what I'm saying? Because whatever Becky was doing is absolutely terrible and wrong. And Becky was never as supportive. Becky was not pushing me towards doing the right thing. Becky was not making me go to the doctor. But if I was with Wifey, I would have not waited for so long. You see, Wifey is so much more supportive. Wifey is just so much better as a girlfriend, so much better as a human. But yet, nobody can make Amber do shit. So which one is it? Girl, which one is it? Because I am confused. Please explain it to me as if I'm the toddler this time.
Like that's happening to me. I feel like I can't express how I feel. I can't share certain things that have happened to me without people pretty much saying, no, you can't feel this way. You can't be this person. You can't share these things. Especially when I share hobbies that I enjoy. No, you can't. That's not actually who you are as a person. You're just trying to be someone else. First episode is so raw where I said, I could talk about news or I could share advice that you guys might need from me, and the common response to that was, we don't want to hear you talk about the news because we don't care what you have to say about it. We don't want to hear you give advice because why, like, really, Amberlynn giving advice? It makes me feel like I'm just not human. I have advice, you guys. I'm not completely unintelligent. I do have some common sense.
And the last thing I wanted to address is that Amberlynn was so absolutely offended and upset and shaken by the fact that her advice was unwanted. Simply put, dear Amber, you have the life experience of an egg. You are incredibly privileged at this point in your life. You have finances to back you up, however badly managed, and your behavior paints you more as a teenager than a grown woman. Obviously, not everybody needs to follow a beaten path or struggle in order to have valuable advice, but living the past years off of a sofa, making money eating on camera and ordering Uber Eats is not exactly the easiest thing to put into perspective and relate to for others. And on top of that, as you mentioned, you're a grown woman, you're human with experiences. Why do you care? Why do you care? Why are you so bothered? You are grown. If you want to make content about the news, make content about the news. If you want to give advice, give advice. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, don't read the comments. Just engage with the people that you care about. Engage with the people that are interested. Because you're never going to change your audience. Nothing's ever going to change if you're just going to keep complaining and victimizing yourself. Nothing is going to change. That is not how it's going to work, princess. You're grown. Act like it. I promise this is the last thing I'm going to moan about and complain about. The fact that she keeps saying, "Oh, I'm human," as opposed to what? A fish? It is my absolute pet peeve when people say, "Oh, I'm human. I'm not perfect." Well, obviously you're human. You're obviously speaking human language on a platform made by humans for humans, so please stop saying that stupid ass phrase. Thank you. Good night. I hope you're gonna have a great night. Wish me luck. I have a lot of shit to do. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Ooh, some of you are so great.